The woman lay on the wing of the airplane, struggling to pour a bottle of beer into the tank. The fuel gauge slowly began to rise, and they saw a glimmer of hope for survival. Suddenly, the plane shook, and luckily the woman reacted quickly by holding on to the wing. Since there was no more fuel to pour in, she eventually climbed back into the cabin. At that moment, her boyfriend had just spotted a small island nearby, large enough for an emergency landing. If they could reach it, there was a good chance they would survive. Because the man's hands were injured, the woman took control and steered the plane toward the island. But it wasn't long before the plane ran out of fuel completely, causing it to lose all power and begin descending rapidly. The woman did her best to keep the plane stable, but the landing failed, and the violent crash left them both unconscious for a moment. Water began rushing into the cabin, and the plane quickly sank to the bottom of the sea. Fortunately, the woman woke up just in time and tried to wake her boyfriend, but he didn't respond, and as the cabin filled with water, she forced the door open and struggled to pull him out until they reached the surface. She dragged him to shore, and after several rescue attempts, he finally regained consciousness. Just when they thought they were safe, they realized that water had reached their feet. The woman noticed something was wrong. It turned out the island was just a shallow sandbar. As the sea level continued to rise, the sandbar grew smaller and was slowly disappearing. The ocean water soaked their entire bodies until eventually, only their toes could barely touch the ground. Feeling hopeless, the woman began to cry, and the man told her to hold on so they could survive a little longer. He held her tightly as they floated adrift in the open sea. Fortunately, at that exact moment, a fishing boat appeared in the distance, and finally they were rescued.